Hey there, guys. It's Amy again. I'm coming to you from Arvada, Colorado. I'm here with my friend Rowdy somewhere, my elder cat for the winter that I'm cat sitting. Today, I have planned a Vinyasa flow that is beginner friendly and but also good for all levels. I'll have options for you all. Thank you for joining me today, and let's get started. Go ahead, and we're going to start in child's pose. And here comes little Rowdy to say hi. Um, Bring your big toes together, knees are wide, sit up nice and tall, tuck your tailbone, always having that sort of spinal protection with the core activation. Now, when I come into my practice, I like to come in slowly, arriving. We use our breath and our body to do that. Sensations in our body and the awareness of our breath helps bring us back to the present moment as the thoughts come in, we can acknowledge them, but it's easier to pull ourselves away from that attachment and back to our breath and back to the sensation in our body. I like to come in slowly. So toes are touching. Move as slowly as you can, bringing a little bit of movement, calming down, paying attention to all the sensations in all the places as you come down to your forearms, maybe to begin. And then um, slowly coming into your child's pose. Again, this slowness helps me bring my awareness to my body. Also, yeah, it's more presence because there's new sensations and different sensations rather than when we just come straight down really quickly. It's just slowing down, bringing that awareness inward, and using the sensation in my body to do so. Now, here we're just going to breathe, and you may have some movement in your body as you begin to find your way to a settled place, which is where we want to be. Um, Using your sensation, though, in those little micro movements and adjustments until you find a settled place where you can tune into your breath again as the thoughts come in. When you notice them, just take notice. That's it. And then let them go. Let them know that they can take a seat outside the door of your mind as you bring your awareness back into your body and breath. They will be there after your practice. Now, as we settle into our bodies, our mats, begin to think about what brings you here today to your practice, what brings you to yoga, what is it, what is your intention, what is it you would like to possibly cultivate here today that you can bring into either the rest of your day, the rest of your week, weekend, whenever it is that you are here. Now, inhale slowly, bringing yourself up into a tabletop position. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees will be underneath your hips, a neutral spine. Pulling your belly button back towards your spine so you have activation. Pressing the knuckles of your fingers. Hello, Miss Rowdy. Pressing your knuckles of your finger into your mat. Creating space in the back of your shoulders, pressing out, creating more width across the back of your shoulders, activating here. Now let's just begin to find some movement as we begin to warm our wrists up. Um, Before we go into the practice, we want to just make sure our wrists are ready, nice and warm. So make 3 circles in one direction and then perhaps 3 in another direction. I'm so happy Rowdy is here for us, our cat, our yoga cat. And now I want you to begin to turn your um, forearms out, fingers towards your knees. And we begin to just find some rocking back and forth, hips back, nothing too intense. We're just stretching out our inner forearm. Breathing here, feeling the warmth as you begin to bring this stretch into the body. From here, let's bring our fingers pointed towards the outside of our mat and shift our weight side to side. Maybe some circles, intuitive, but really let's get them back forward now. Yeah, we're just wanting to bring some warmth into our wrists. Now inhale into your cow shoulders. Drop your belly, shoulders come down, chest forward, chin up as you inhale here. Exhale, let's push out and arch and press all that you're out using your belly button. Inhale, dropping the belly. Cat cow here. Bringing movement, any intuitive movement. Exhale for your cat. Inhale for the cow, dropping your belly. Do a few more of these at your own pace. Just, again, any kind of intuitive movement that is going to help bring you into your body and bring some juiciness to your body, some feel goodness. Inhale and exhale. And then let's find our way back to a neutral spine. And from here, we're going to continue the wrist work. So I want you to take your left hand, palm faces up, fingers towards your knee. And again, most of the weight is in your knees and your opposite hand. We're just starting a forearm stretch here. And you just bring, again, micro movements, very micro circles here. 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction. Now let's bring that wrist out, make some circles. And then now pressing the weight through that left hand and into our knees, bringing our weight back a little bit. Palm faces up in the right hand, fingers toward your knee. And then again, let's bring some micro movement here into your body. Yeah, 3 circles in one direction, 3 in another. You just want our wrists to be nice, a nice blood flow, opened up, woken up for a downward facing dog. Okay, bring in some circles out. Bring the wrist out of that. Bring some circles into both wrists here before we come back into our tabletop position. From here, we're going to shift our weight forward into a modified plank position. We're going to run through a modified chaturanga. So you want to drop your hips here. Activate your core. Feet are flat. Pressing out of the shoulders. Keep your core activated. Elbows stay close to you. You're going to shift your weight forward as you lower yourself nice and slow for this modified chaturanga. Really feeling the activation. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to inhale, lift our chest up. Hands lift up slightly, or they can stay on the mat. Baby cobra, using your back muscles. Feet stay on the mat. Exhale back down. Let's do one more of those. Shoulders away. Inhale, chest up. Use your back muscles and your shoulder muscles to pull yourself up. Exhale, pressing all the way back into your child's pose. 3 breaths here in your child's pose. So this is your practice today. So I want you to listen and be attuned to your body. That is what we're here for in yoga. Is one of the things is building that awareness and being okay with what is in the moment and how things are that day. My practice is different every time I'm on my mat. And so just working and building that awareness with what it is that your body needs in the day and being able to attune to that and listen and accommodate. So it's your practice. You listen, you honor your body. If I put you in a position or I'm cueing a position that doesn't feel right, then you honor your body and what your body needs. Also, in this modified chaturanga that we're running through right now, it is a version of chaturanga from instead of downward facing dog, you can move from your child's pose. Inhale yourself up like this into your modified plank position instead of the high plank, and then exhale, you can lower yourself down from here. Inhale into your baby cobra. When I'm cueing an upward facing dog, which we can also take right now. So lowering, exhale your forehead back down. So for upward facing dog, it's pressing your feet into your mat so that your knees rise. And then an inhale all the way up will bring you into your upward facing dog, your heart shoots forward. And then inhale all the way back down. So an option when I cue the upward facing dog is always to come into your baby cobra. Inhale, exhale back into child's pose. So let's run through just one more of these modified chaturangas. Inhale yourself up to a modified plank. Shift your weight forward. Elbows stay close as you lower your weight down. Inhale, shoulders away, chest up. Baby cobra. Exhale back into child's pose. Very good. One more of those. Inhale yourself up into a modified plank position. Exhaling yourself down. Elbows stay close. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale yourself up into your tabletop position. Now we will begin our practice. We'll start again with a modified flow here on our mats, warming up our body. Inhale, right foot comes behind you. Exhale, extend your left foot back straight. Reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Press out of that right shoulder. We're in a modified plank position, side plank position here. Inhale, option to look down at your hands for a more neutral neck or straight forward. We're just hanging out here. Core is activated, tucking your tailbone, keeping that core activation. On your next exhale, reach overhead with the option to look up towards your fingers, or you can look straight ahead, or again, down towards your mat. This is our extended side plank. From here, we're going to go into a modified warrior two. So you're going to take your left foot, slide it back, bend your knee, press up, lifting up into a modified warrior two position. Left toes pointed towards the back of your mat, on right knee in the center of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. One hand on your sacrum, press it down, really tucking your tailbone. Side body comes straight towards the side of your mat. Now extend your arms out, shoulders come, reaching the fingers. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. Now cast your gaze over your left shoulder towards your left middle finger. Inhale here, pressing your left knee out. So you have that nice activation here, and you're getting used to using your abductor muscles and glutes to stabilize your knee here. Shoulders again, down and away. Inhale. On the next exhale, dropping your left hand in front of your left knee, reaching right hand up towards the ceiling. Our modified side angle here. Inhale, option to look up, option to keep your gaze down to help keep with balance, or just whatever feels good in your body today. Inhale and exhale here, paying attention to all the sensations you feel in your body. Inhale yourself up back into modified warrior two position. From here, we're going to move into a modified half moon pose. Our right hand was going to drop on the next exhale, lifting your left foot up. Left hand reaches, flex that left foot, extend straight behind you, shoulders down and away from your ears. Core is activated here. Glute is activated here. Inhale, gaze can be up, gaze can be down. Exhale, really feeling that activation, using all the muscles in your core, in your glutes to stabilize your body, pressing out of this shoulder so you're not falling down. You want to press out, reach up. Inhale, drop your left foot, reach your left hand overhead. Inhale, feeling that side body stretch. Exhale, bring it back down into your tabletop position. Take a cat-cow to reset here. Back into a neutral spine. Inhale, left foot rotates behind you. Extend your right foot. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling here. Modified side plank. Pressing out of your shoulder. We don't want to fall in our shoulder. Strong shoulders. Press out of that left shoulder. Reach up. Right shoulder down and away from your ear. Gaze can be down at your hand. Or if you want a more of a balance, you can gaze up towards the sky, paying attention to how this feels in your body. Our modified side plank, core is activated, tailbone is tucked. Inhale, exhale, reach overhead for a nice side body stretch. Enjoying how this feels in your body. Inhale,
Exhale. Now remember, from here, we're going to come into a modified warrior two. So that right foot will slide back, the knee bends as we lift ourselves up. Use our core, press off a little bit. Now bring your hands to your hips here. Your right foot toes are pointed towards the back of your mat. Your left knee in the center of your mat. Body's facing the side of your mat. Okay, tucking your tail. Extend your arms, shoulders down and away from your ears. Now look, cast your gaze over your right shoulder. Your body, again, torso is facing the side of your mat, and the rotation is in your cervical spine and your neck. Looking down towards the right middle finger. Inhale. Exhale that right hand down in front of your right foot. Reach up, lift up out of the spine, reach up towards the ceiling. Rotate that shoulder inside the knee. Press that right knee out so that we have, again, that activation. We're activating those abductor muscles to protect the knee. Again, option to gaze down. Enjoying how this feels in your body, the opening. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling our way back up into our modified warrior two position. Inhale, and then exhaling, left hand down, right foot comes up, modified Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon position. Right foot is flexed, pressing out of that right shoulder. Again, not falling in, pressing out, strong shoulders, reaching up with that right hand. Glute is active, core is active. Inhale, exhale, holding it here, feeling that stability. Again, gaze can be down towards the mat, towards your hand, or it can be up if you want more of a balance challenge, or somewhere in between. On the next exhale, drop that right foot, drop that right hand overhead. Option to look down towards your hand on the mat or up towards your right hand. And then exhaling all the way back into our tabletop position, finding child's pose here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up into our modified plank position, shifting our weight forward, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, back into child's pose. Inhale for one. Next inhale, we're going to come back up into our tabletop position. Inhale, right foot rotates out. Exhale, extend left leg. Reach up towards ceiling. Press out of that right shoulder. Inhale, exhale, reach overhead. Inhale, up into your modified warrior two position. Body square with the side of your mat. Cast your gaze over towards your left middle finger. Shoulders are down and away from your ear. Exhale, left hand in front of left foot. Reach up with the right hand towards the ceiling. Inhale, back up into your modified warrior two. Exhale, dropping right hand. Lifting left foot. Pressing out of your shoulder. Modified Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Exhale, extended side plank. Back to your tabletop position. Inhale, left foot rotates out, extend right foot, reaching right hand up to ceiling. Modify side plank. Exhale, reach overhead. Inhale your way up into modified warrior two position. Inhale. Exhale, right hand in front of right foot, reaching up towards the ceiling, rotating. Gaze can be up or down, pressing out of the shoulders. Inhale, back into your modified warrior two. Exhale, left hand plants, lift right foot. Foot is flexed, pressing out of the shoulders, reaching up. Inhale here. Exhale for your extended side plank, dropping the foot, reaching overhead. Back to your tabletop position. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, modify plank. Exhale, modify chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, back into your tabletop position. Inhale, right foot rotates out. Extend left foot. Reach left hand overhead. Inhale. Exhale, reaching overhead. Inhale, back up into our warrior two position. Exhale, left hand plants down in front of left foot. Reaching up, modified side angle. Inhale, back into our modified warrior two. Exhale, drop right hand, lift left foot. Modified Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Shoulders are away down from the ear. Exhale, reach overhead, drop foot, find your tabletop position. Inhale, rotate your left foot. Extend that right foot. Inhale, hand reaches up. Exhale, reach over, extended side plank. Inhale into your modified warrior two position. Exhale, right hand in front of right foot. Looking up, shoulders down and away from the ear. Inhale, back into modified warrior two. Exhale, left hand plants down, reach up. Right foot extends, lifts, foot is flexed, right foot flex. Inhale, exhale, reach overhead, drop your foot, find your tabletop position. Okay, good job. Now we're going to move into our standing flow. So we're going to go into our first downward facing dog. Again, remember, we want to activate your core by pulling your belly button up and towards your spine. I always like to keep an activation in my shoulders, remembering to pull them down and away from my ears, making some space in the back shoulder. All right, so we got the core activation. We're pressing out. Our fingers are spread wide. Our pointer fingers are pointing directly straight. Look down. Make sure your pointer fingers press your knuckles down into your mat. Now tuck your toes. Again, core activation. Hover your knees. Lift your hips. We're coming into our first downward facing dog. So we want to pedal it out here. Heels will be reaching towards the back of your mat in your downward facing dog as your hips reach up. But we're going to find some movement here as we settle in to our first downward facing dog. Pressing, remembering to keep your knuckles of your fingers pressed into your mat. Your pointer fingers are pointing forward. Knees are bent here to help, especially with the first one, is as you move in, you find more and more length, and as you practice more. Some days I can get my heels down. Most days I can't. It's okay. The heels are pointed in that direction. We want to relax our neck, look towards the back of our knee, but we're also pressing, rolling our shoulders away from our ears so that we're creating length across the back of our shoulders. All right, good job. Find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, pressing your heels down towards the earth. Now inhale, right foot comes up. Now stack your hips, begin to open up, stack your hips, bend your knees, make some hip circles here. Find that movement that feels right in your body. 3 in one direction, 3 in another direction. Now inhale, back up to three-legged dog. Exhale, your knee to nose and step your right foot between your hands. We're going to come into high lunge here. My arms are short compared to my torso, so I am usually up on my fingers a little bit here. I'm also lifting my hips out here, pressing through that back left foot, and then grounding through my right front foot. Lifting my toes up, spreading them, and then laying them back down on my mat. So I really have this good foundation. Then I begin to lift my weight up, really strong thigh here. Grab your hips, pull your left hip forward, right hip back. So you're squaring off your hips. Now inhale, your hands forward. Press through that back leg, shoulders down and away from your ears here. High lunge position. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach forward. Left hand opens like a bow, and we're coming into warrior two. Now, where feet are at a 90-degree angle, grab your hips, square your body towards the side of your mat, just like we did in the modified warrior two position. Back foot in line with the back of the mat. Top foot, toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. Heel is in alignment with the arch or the heel of your other foot. All right. Then our body squares off. Then add the arms reaching out horizontally, pulling your shoulders down and away from your ears. Deep in. Knees over your ankles. Sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Into reverse warrior. Exhale. Reaching forward. Drop your right elbow, right knee. Again, reminding, keeping those abductors. Your knee is pressing out. Want to protect the knee. Side angle here. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping that glute active, quads active. Inhale, back up into a warrior two position. let's swing it forward into our high lunge. All right, that back foot rotated forward, back in our high lunge. Drop your right hand towards as you rotate, grabbing that extended thigh for exalted warrior. All right, inhale back into your high lunge. Exhale, plant your hands for either high plank or you can drop into that modified plank for chaturanga. Either way, weight shift forward. Elbows stay close. Slowly lower your body. Inhale, either all the way up into upward facing dog, or you can do your baby cobra. Exhale, back in to your downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot high. Begin to open up your hips, bend your knees, stacking your left hip over your right hip. Find some hip circles here. 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction. Good job. Just warming up the hip joints here. Inhale, back into three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Again, we want to really ground in here, pressing through that ball of your back foot. Lift the toes of your left foot. Press through the pads. Grip your toes back down so you have a nice foundation. Bringing your body up. Hands on your hips. Right hip forward, left hip back. Pressing through, dropping and sinking in, tucking your tailbone. Arms come up for this high lunge. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, open up into your warrior two position. Grab your hips, tuck your tail. Make sure your body is pointed, your torso towards the back of your mat. Back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Your back foot, yes, your front foot sinking into that knee. So you have a knee over ankle. Toes are pointed towards the front of your mat. Feet are then at a 90-degree angle, like making a back upside down T. Torso towards the side of your mat. Extend your arms, shoulders down and away from your ears. Reaching, eking out. Now cast your gaze over your left shoulder, looking at your left middle finger. Inhale, exhale. For inhale, find your reverse warrior. Then exhale, reaching forward. Left elbow, left knee. Remembering to keep that knee pressed out so we have that knee. We don't want our knees caving in. Press out. Elbow comes down. Side angle here. Strong. Inhale. Exhale. From here, we're inhale back into warrior two. Exhale, and then inhale back in to our high lunge. From here, dropping that left arm towards our back extended leg for our exalted warrior. Gaze can be down, or for balance challenge, up. Inhale back into your high lunge. Exhale, plant hands. Find your flow to your downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in your downward facing dog, noticing how this down dog feels different from the first down dog. Pressing your knuckles into your mat, creating space in your shoulders across the back of your shoulders by rolling your shoulders away from your ears, lifting your tailbone up towards the sky, pressing your heels toward your mat. Next inhale, we're going to inhale that right foot high. Exhale, step it through. In between your hands, ground in. Inhale into your high lunge. Exhale, right into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, reach forward. Reach down for your side angle pose. Inhale, back into warrior two. And then finding a rotation on an inhale to your high lunge. Exhaling, right hand comes to left, extended leg in the back. And then we're going to inhale back into our high lunge. Exhale, plant hands, step back, chaturanga. Or you can come straight to Downward facing dog. That's always an option. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through with control. Inhale yourself up to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. And then we're going to reach forward for that extended side angle. Hand comes down to mat. Reach up towards the sky. Inhale back into your warrior two and back into your high lunge. Exhale, dropping left hand across for your exalted warrior. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands drop down. Chaturanga. And meeting in our downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Creating space in the back of your shoulders, pressing your heels toward the mat as your hips reach upward. Okay, we're going to add on now. Inhale, right foot comes up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through with control. Inhale, in, straight in to your warrior two position. Inhale, exhale, shoulders down and away. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. And then inhale, reaching forward. We're in our side angle here, reaching for the extended side angle, coming back up into our warrior two position. From here, we're going to heel toe our back foot, reaching forward for your block. All right, grab a block. We're going into our half moon position. Lifting, bringing the weight, lift your torso up, foot comes down. Keep your gaze down towards the floor, towards your block. Your toes of your right foot pointed towards the top of your mat. Opening, it's okay if you fall out. Opening your side body, flexing your foot so your hips are stacked on top of each other. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Core is activated. And then if it feels good, you may begin to bring your gaze up as you hold your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. And the option here would be to drop down for your modified. All right, we're going to bring and tap our toe and then bring ourselves back up into our warrior two position. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, drop that right hand for your exalted warrior. From here, we want to press that right knee out so it's not caving in. Extend arms, look towards the right middle finger for your revolved side angle, hands to heart. If is an option, then we're going to rotate left elbow, right knee, rotating, finding your stability, really pressing through that back leg. Pressing palms against each other. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale back in to your high lunge. Exhale, hands down. Step it back. Either come straight to your downward facing dog or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through with control. Inhale all the way up into your warrior two position. Finding your reverse warrior. Exhale, reach forward. Side angle pose. Extended side angle if you reach overhead. Inhale. Back up into your warrior two. Heel toe that back foot in as you reach for your block again. You can put your right hand on your hip. Bring some lightness in that back foot. Toes of your left foot really ground in. We're going to lift into our half moon pose. Shoulders down and away from your ears, really grounding in. Soft bend in your left knee. Gaze, find a point at the floor to gaze. Core is activated. One side will be different than the other. Begin to rotate the hips open. If you fall out, it's okay. Come back in. Flexing that right foot. And then if it feels good, you may extend that right hand up towards the ceiling. Finding your stability here. Fall out, come back. All right, tap that right foot down, lift our bodies up, back into our warrior two position. Tuck the toe, inhale, high plank position. Exhale, left hand reaches behind for your exalted warrior. Then begin to rotate around, shoulders down and away, looking back towards your hands to prayer center. Right elbow, left knee, reaching for that revolved side angle. Pressing your elbow into your knee away from the midline, shoulders down and away from your ear. Inhale back in to your high lunge position. Exhale, plant hands, step it back. Either come into your downward facing dog or chaturanga. All right, we're going to run through that one more time. 3 breaths here first. Finding a little rest, but you still want to have a bend in your knees. Finding rest in this downward facing dog. Tuning in to your breath here. Okay, here we go. Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, reach for extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. And then here's where we heel toe it. Reach for your block. Find your warrior. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Exhale, touch it down. Warrior two. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, exalted warrior. Right hand to left thigh, back of left thigh. Then open arms into a T for more rotation. Hands to heart center. Left elbow, right knee. Press in to your knee to elbow. Right hand presses in, shoulders down away from your ear. Pressing into this rotation. Inhale back into your high lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, finding your downward facing dog. However is in your practice today. Finding downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, reach forward, side angle, all the way to extended side angle. Inhale, up to warrior two. Bring that foot in, reach for your block. Begin to find your half moon. Ardha Chandrasana, shoulders down and away. Gaze can be at the mat. Exhale, touch it down. Find your high plank. Exhale. Left hand reaches to the back of right thigh. Then open into your T position. Hands to heart center. Right elbow, left knee, rotating here. Inhale, pulling out with a core. Exhale, lifting out of this. Inhale, back to high plank, high lunge, sorry. Exhale, hands back down for chaturanga. Upward facing and downward facing dog. Find your child's pose here, toes together, knees wide. Good job, everyone. Finding rest in your child's pose for 5 breaths. 2 more breaths here. I'm not going all the way down. You can be in your child's or whatever feels good. You can have a sip of water now. We're going to do the rest of our practice on the mat, starting finding our way to our bellies, hands down by your side, forehead to mat, palms facing down, shoulders down and away from your ears. We're going to come into shoulder lift. We're going to reverse boat, lifting shoulders and feet, activating our back body, our posterior chain here. Inhale. See if you can touch your feet together. Pull your shoulders and then exhale all the way back down. Very good. We're going to do a few more of those. Inhale, lifting chest. Neck stays neutral. Reaching back, activating posterior chain here. We do so much work. Exhale, So much work. And that our posterior chain gets neglected. So we're trying to bring some balance back here. Now, if bow pose is in your practice, so you can either do what we were doing, or you can bend your knees, lift up, grab your ankles from the outside. Bring your knees together, flex your feet, lift your shoulders. Now press into your hands and lift through your back body here for bow pose. And for a few breaths, you also might be in our other Superman flow there, which is like this. Exhale it back down. Take a few breaths here. Put your hands, forehands, under your forehead here for a rest. We'll do one more of those. We're going to hold that the next one for 5 breaths. So again, you can do your Superman like this, or you can bend your knees, grab your ankles, flex your feet, and find your way up into your bow. Here we go. Inhale up, holding for 5 breaths, using your back body, flexing your feet, opening your heart. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And exhale into resting position, palms facing down, forehead on hands. Very good. We're going to roll over and face the ceiling. All right. We're going to come into our reverse waterfall. So pressing your low back into the mat. Right foot extends, sole of your feet, left foot extends up towards the ceiling. Soles of your feet are pointing towards the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Now let's reach our hands up here too. Palms are facing each other. We're just allowing this blood to flow back into our heart, pressing our low back into the mat here. Very good. All right. We're going to do some yogi leg extension. So it's a cyclist. You can either, there's 2 options. The first option is alternate using your core activation, keeping your low back press into the mat. You'll alternate toe taps, keeping that core activation. All right, that's the first option. If you want a little bit more core activation, keeping that your low back pressed in, you'll alternate leg extensions to a hover over your mat. Excuse me. Here we go. Alternating. Now from here, if it's in your practice, we're going to come in to bringing your legs down for a second, feet down. We'll hands overhead. Let's use our hands to sit up. So shooting your hands overhead. From here, lean back. Chest is up. Palms face up now. Feet come up. Whoop, and let's hold this boat pose. The option here was also to extend your legs. All right, I'm here right now. This is where I'm at. And then for low boat, we lower. Shoulders are still up. Feet are hovering. Inhale. Back into boat pose, finding your balance. And exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. 5 more. And last one. Hold it here. Chest up. Chest up. Breathe. Breathe. Lifting through your chest, hands extended. Or you can lower your hands if that feels good. And then slowly lower it down, knees to chest. Rock side to side here. Excellent work. All right, we're going to go into some stretching. So knees are going to be stacked and let them fall over to your right for a supine twist. Lifting your shoulders, flattening so that your hands are extended into a T, pressing your left shoulder down. You may need to lift and readjust so you can get that twist. You may want to use a block here under your knee if your knees are not coming all the way in this twist. And we're just going to do 10 breaths here. Really relaxing. We're bringing our practice down to that final rest now with these supine twists. Allowing your body to start to really sink back into your mat. Finding that final rest. We're going to come back to center now. Bring your knees close to, hug them in for the low back reset. From that twist, and then knees at a 90-degree angle. Let them fall over to your left. Peel open your arms into a T. Lift and readjust so your right shoulder's flat. You may want to put a block underneath your knees on the left. And then 10 breaths here, allowing your body to just sink into a deep relaxation from the work that you did. You showed up, you did it. You pushed yourself to the edge. Sending gratitude to your heart and to your body for being here. Inhaling knees back to center. Pull them to your chest. From here, you can take any pose that you like to come into a final rest. One pose I enjoy taking is bringing my hands down and then bringing my legs over into a plow position. Knees can be bent here, whatever feels good in your body. I'm still a little stiff, yes, from yesterday's yoga. And then slowly bringing yourself, or you may have just come straight into your savasana. In that final resting pose, your feet extend towards the edges of your mat. Let your feet fall out. Hands extend in a cactus or out towards your side for your final rest. Staying here as long as you like, allowing your body to integrate the work, the yoga, the neural connections that we just built into our body. Rest allows the nervous system to return to a state of rest and digest, where we are able to recover and build the muscles needed for the proprioception too, for the balance, but also the strength required for our practice. Again, I'll have you stay as long as you like in this, but always like to have a final stretch when you're ready. Good morning. Hands overhead, feet extended, and then rolling over. Right side, bending that left knee. Rest your head on to the bicep of your arm here. Letting your weight redistribute here for a little bit before you begin to bring your body all the way up. At which point you can make your way as slowly as you started. Making your way into a final meditative position, a comfortable seat. My name is Amy. This is Beloved Yoga and Sound and Meditations YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for my practice. Thank you for allowing me to join you on your practice. The wisdom and the light in me honors, sees the wisdom and light in you. Namaste. Much